Washington Commanders. You see him vibing with offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury. You see the way that the Commanders are playing right now, looking like the best team in the NFC East. Gotta give them love where it's due. Led by that rookie number 2 overall pick at quarterback, who's in line to become Rookie of the Year.
And they're in first place. And they are through 4 weeks, eye test, numbers, the best team in the NFC East. Period. He is the real effing deal.
So I was completely wrong about Jayden Daniels, and he legitimately might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Like, as we all know, every once in a while a quarterback will come around and absolutely blow your mind. We saw it last year with CJ Stroud in the rookie season he put together, and it's something that we hadn't seen in over a decade. And now this season, it's Jayden Daniels doing things that only Hall of Fame quarterbacks have done and looking like the future franchise quarterback of the Washington Commanders. And in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly why he is the best quarterback in the NFC and going to run away with Rookie of the Year this year. Now, as the type of guy who's always on the go and getting things done, cooking from scratch always becomes a major chore. And well, if you're anything like me, then you hate doing dishes, but you still want to be able to eat healthy. Then that's the best part, because Factor is just for you. With Factor, they deliver fresh, never frozen, ready-made meals right to your doorstep. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success. It allows you to skip the grocery stores, prep work, and all that cooking fatigue. And the best part, you still get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and more, so you can choose whatever suits your goals. And don't worry either, because when things do get hectic, Factor is very flexible. They allow you to change up your plans every single week. Plans ranging from 4 to even 18 meals a week. And not only that, but they allow you to pause or reschedule your deliveries at any time. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code KRICH50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. Again, that's code KRICH50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Thank you again to Factor for sponsoring today's video, and let's hop back into it. Now, the Washington Commanders haven't had a winning season since 2016 when Kirk Cousins was their quarterback. Since then, the Washington Commanders have been desperate for finding their next franchise guy, because since that winning season, the Commanders have had 17 different starting quarterbacks. So in the 2023 NFL Draft, it was essential that they got this pick right at number 2.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jayden Daniels, quarterback, LSU.
And I mean, just coming off a Heisman Trophy winning season, throwing for 40 touchdowns, being the only quarterback in college football history with over 4,000 yards in total offense. But more importantly, it was his college career where he started 55 games. And now seeing how he's performing in the NFL is proving to everyone how important that experience of 55 games was. I mean, right now he's almost surpassed the win total from last year, and the dude's only played 4 games. If he wins 2 more, he surpasses the win total from last year. Not only that, but the past 2 weeks, Jayden Daniels has been absolutely phenomenal.
Quarterbacks would you rather have as your franchise QB than Jayden Daniels? The list is very small.
That's why I said it looks like the Commanders have hit the jackpot at the quarterback draft.
And now look, yes, coming into the season, I was fully not a believer in Jayden Daniels. I came out on record multiple times saying that I didn't think he was going to be that great, just of all the 50-50 balls that made his career in college and also being carried by Malik Neighbors and even that of Brian Thomas Jr. as well. But it's almost like we're seeing the same trajectory, or the same thing that happened with Jayden Daniels is the same thing that happened with Joe Burrow coming out of college. Yes, it was a little bit different, but both of them won the Heisman in their final year, and then both of them had 2 star-studded wide receivers that helped them propel them to their pretty much high draft caliber and just kind of get them to where they were. And it's starting to fall all into place again. The first time being with Joe Burrow, and now we're seeing it happen with Jayden Daniels. Like, the dude has literally put me in my place and shut me up. Like, I have no other way to put it, but this dude is tearing it up right now and is looking absolutely terrific out on the field every single week he goes out there so far. Like, he's already broken several impressive records so far and is going to keep making history if he keeps playing at the rate he's playing at. Daniels currently holds the highest completion percentage with 82.1% through the first 4 games of an NFL career in league league history. And right now, this breaks the previous record held by NFL legends like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. On top of that too, he became the first quarterback in NFL history to complete 85% of his passes in back-to-back games. Like, that is just insane to be able to do in back-to-back games. And an even more remarkable statistic is that Daniels has led more scoring drives in 23 than he has thrown incompletions in 19 through his first 4 games. On top of that too, Daniels is the only player since at least 1970 to run for 3 touchdowns, pass for 2 more, and throw 0 interceptions in his first 3 games. Like, do you see how insane this dude is playing right now? And don't worry, I got one more for you too. Like, yes, while this record has not yet been broken, Daniels has thrown 90 passes without an interception to begin his career, which puts him on track to potentially break CJ Stroud's record last year of 192 passes. Like, I mean, Daniels' exceptional start has not only broken these records, but has also positioned him as the clear favorite for the 2024 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award. And I mean, his performances have been so impressive that he's even drawing comparison to MVP caliber play, showcasing his potential to be a transformative player for the Commanders. Like, as crazy as it sounds, but to put it in perspective, Peyton Manning his rookie year looked as good as advertised coming out of Tennessee, but despite how good he looked, he still threw 28 interceptions, which is a record that still stands today. So if Jayden Daniels looks this good already and is avoiding mistakes that rookies are allowed to make, then he may just be the real deal. And now look, in his coming out game against the Bengals 2 weeks ago, the dude put on an absolute show. The hit that he took, but then was still capable to deliver an absolute dime to Terry McLaurin for the game-icing touchdown. Like, I mean, he let the world know on national television that he was here and that was his coming out party. Like, to go into the hostile environment in Cincinnati, who's 0-3 at the time, they need to win, and go in and still win, just talks about how much experience he already had at playing in these hostile environments that just pretty much made him unfazed. And then we fast forward to this week where, again, he's coming back to Arizona, where he had all the drama with Arizona State transferring out of there, all of that stuff with the people putting stuff in his locker room and, you know, kicking him out, practically kicking him out, I should say. And then on top of that too, you have Cliff Kingsbury, who's coming back to Arizona to where he coached. And again, everybody kind of kicked him out, didn't want him there because he didn't develop Kyler Murray like everybody was promised and things like that. And they come in and drop 42 points on the Cardinals' head. Like, that is unheard of. Like, Daniels absolutely lit them up, dropping 42 points on their heads while also completing 26 of the 3 passer rating. On top of that too, he also rushed for 47 yards and 1 rushing touchdown, showing how well he can do it with his legs as well. Like, I mean, 2 weeks into the season and the dude is already proving that he is literally like among the league's elite right now. He's top 10 in the league in passing yards, passes completed, passer rating, and is number 1 in completion percentage by a mile. And not only that too, but with Jayden Daniels too, Terry McLaurin might be on pace for a career year if Jayden Daniels keeps feeding him the ball. And personally for me, I mean, this is probably the best this Commanders offense has looked in the past like 5 years, maybe 4 years, maybe, taking out obviously like the Sam Howell, Taylor Heineke games where they like looked like a really good football team. They actually look like a legitimate football team and one of the best in the league right now. Like, I saw this tweet too, and it's crazy how well their offense is playing right now and how no one is near the Commanders level legitimately, like looking at this graph right now. On top of that too, and even more impressive is how happy everyone is in the organization. It's like they're all rallying around each other, and like, hell, look at this picture of Terry McLaurin, how happy he is to finally have a good quarterback. Like, not only that too, but Dan Quinn coming in after the locker room, like just hearing what he has to say is insane. It looks like they're actually having fun there. And that I think does deserve some of this credit of how well Jayden Daniels is doing is just Cliff Kingsbury, because he did catch a lot of slack when he was in Arizona, because again, everybody thought he was going to be able to develop Kyler Murray into this prodigy quarterback and things like that. But being a head coach and an offensive coordinator are just so many different things in one position. So there's one thing that Cliff Kingsbury can do, and we've seen him do it in college, and it looks like when he's the offensive coordinator instead of a head coach, he can do it in the NFL too, and that's coach quarterbacks.
Kingsbury. Will somebody say Cliff Kingsbury? That is the engineer behind this ship. He was doing the same thing and it didn't work out in Arizona. Okay? Cliff Kingsbury is a brilliant play caller. Let's get that straight. Brilliant.
As I said before, he did it in college, and although it didn't work out with Kyler in Arizona, with Jayden, he and Cliff are looking mighty fine in that quote-unquote college-style offense. Like, I mean, it's so insane to see Jayden Daniels so calm under pressure, and even in the biggest moments, does not blink. Like, look, if a rookie quarterback can go out there and win in these type of scenarios, then it's plain and simple. You found your guy. I mean, to be doing this on the heels of CJ Stroud, who already last year went out and broke countless records in his own rookie season, and now we get another amazing rookie in Jayden Daniels, is just insane. And while yes, you can argue that through the air, Jayden may not be as dominant as Stroud was through 4 games last year, what you can say though is that Jayden is so much more elusive with his legs, making him that much more of a threat, not only as a passer, but as a runner. And because of this, the Commanders are a legit threat as NFC East contenders to win the division this year. Like, look, straight up, the Commanders look like a wagon of a team right now, especially if they keep playing at the rate that they are playing at, and Jayden Daniels can keep up his performances as he has of the past 2 weeks. Like, as crazy as this sounds, and I'll play the clip right after, they are one of the most efficient offenses of the past quarter century. Like, the way this offense is playing right now is absolutely insane.
Washington has scored on 68% of their drive on going back into the building that fired him with a rookie quarterback, and they're on a historic pace of success. It's the Vikings offense, I think, has the most first quarter points. I think they're plus 35 in the first quarter, which is obviously an incredible thing. But this Commanders team, I mean, I think they've punted like one time. They are a wagon.
And straight up, the team is winning because of him. Can you name another team that is winning because of their quarterback right now? And now, I mean, even as we look at their schedule going forward too, they definitely do have some games circled, like the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Eagles, the Cowboys later in the season, and even the Cowboys and Eagles again to wrap up the season. But I mean, honestly, if Jayden Daniels continues to play this way, then not only may he win Rookie of the Year, but they may be able to win the NFC East and jump into the playoffs as like a 4 seed, which would be absolutely unheard of. Again, just on the heels of CJ Stroud doing it as he did last year. And now personally for me, yes, I will come out, as I've said many times this video, I was wrong about Jayden Daniels, but what are my expectations of what Jayden Daniels is going to do for the rest of this year? And personally for me, I think it's straight up. If he can continue to play like this, he will win the Rookie of the Year, he'll be in the MVP conversation, and the Commanders will be in the playoffs. Straight up, that is what I think will happen. But for that to continue to happen and have these talks of how good Jayden Daniels is, then he has to keep playing this way. I mean, it's crazy, as many people said, everybody had their eyes on Caleb Williams coming out of the preseason. Even during the preseason, we were all watching Caleb Williams. I'm gonna admit it, I was too. But one thing that everybody wasn't doing was talking about just how efficient Jayden Daniels was looking in the preseason too, and almost, I think, flew under the radar, and that kind of helped Jayden out because, as we all know, he's kind of been an underdog his whole life, always being doubted, always not being looked at in the right light, until he goes out and proves everybody wrong. He did it at ASU, he proved everybody wrong there. He did it at LSU when he went there, won the Heisman, and then proved everybody wrong and still led them to just what a crazy season it was that year and won the Heisman. And then now in the NFL is doing it all over again when nobody was talking about him. Everybody, like myself, was hating on him because they didn't want to see him be successful and, you know, just were trying to not, you know, I'm a lot of loss for words. That's how good this kid is playing right now. And if you don't see how well he is playing, whether you're a hater or not, like myself, as I was at the beginning of the season, then you're not a true football fan and are just a hater. You watch the sport to hate, because Jayden Daniels right now is the best quarterback in the NFC, bar none. Can you name a better quarterback than him? Because I can't. But I want to know what you guys think. As always, make sure in the comment section to let me know what you guys think. Is Jayden Daniels going to win Rookie of the Year this year? I think right now he is the favorite, like without a doubt, is going to win the NFL Rookie of the Year. On top of that though, do you think that he has a shot like Stroud did last year, as Stroud was in very heavily talks for the MVP? Do you guys think that Jayden Daniels is also going to be in that conversation as we get later into the season? We didn't really have those talks about CJ Stroud until about like week, I want to say like 9 after the Bucks game, things like that, you know? Even then they were still 4-4. So I mean, like, definitely if Jayden Daniels can keep up this play and kind of just keep his head down grinding, we're gonna have another CJ Stroud conversation about how well this rookie might be in the conversation for an MVP. So again, let me know how well you guys think the Commanders are going to do. How well is Jayden Daniels going to do this year? He's turning heads. And again, as always, make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It lets me know to keep doing more of these videos. I truly do appreciate all the feedback and all the comments. I read through all of them. You guys are the best community in the NFL right now. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.